Okay, a very good morning to IFBIC family. Today, we are on the note of our inviting third speaker and a fourth speaker and first patron from IFBIC family. It's my pleasure to introduce you with Sri Chand Misra sir. A short introduction about him. He started his career as a journalist. He worked for different media houses in Orissa and Delhi before launching a bio of For the People newspaper Arom in 1995. His experiment of empowering leaders as journalists became so popular that it turned out to be a global trend as citizen journalism. He writes occasionally on social economics issues like poverty and employment. He is the founder of Beggars Corporation, the corporation that says that don't donate, just buy the product, just create the employment. And he has done the miraculous works by converting beggars into entrepreneurs. Apart from that, he's also the founder of Mission Unemployment Free Varanasi, and his dream is to wipe off the unemployment from this world, not only from India, not only from Uttar Pradesh, not only from any state. He's uh, willing to kill the unemployment from the world. So welcome, sir. The stage is yours. We don't take much time. We want you to have a short intro about yourself. We want to know about yourselves, and after that, we will come on the topic. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Amreshji. Thank you all for inviting me. Let us take it just as a kind of informal discussion. It's not a kind of seminar or etc. So we'll be knowing each other better and each other's ideas. So let us start like this. Myself, Chandra Misra, basically from Odisha, the province of India, and for last 5 years, I have toured many states of India, and my mission was what should be the result-oriented employment policy of India. Unfortunately, unemployment is the biggest problem of India, but we don't have any employment policy yet. We are dealing with the issue and the piecemeal approach. Like, say, 4 blind people went to see the elephant. We are addressing the issue like that. If we take unemployment as the elephantine issue today in India. So starting from South, Karnataka, then Delhi, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Odisha. Finally, I am here in Varanasi for last 14 months. And on the 7th of June last year, we launched Mission Unemployment Free Varanasi. We have already 2 registered companies with us. One is Million Hands, which works with the handloom weavers and the artisans. Another, we have Divine Ethnic Village, which works with the street food vendors. And then we have some other future brands, you can say, because I don't count companies as companies. If I have to open a company, then I have to think of the future. And if I think of the future, then it should be a brand. We have Transforming India, where we have started work, but we have not registered it. We want to connect the farmers directly with the main market so that the farmers, instead of asking or begging for MSP, minimum support price, can claim their MRP, maximum retail price. So that is also in progress in another nearby village called Sivdasa, and they have their first yield, which we will be marketing very soon. And we have one flagship company that is called Beggars Corporation. Being one holy city where pilgrims come, so everywhere you can find beggars, because it's the market of punya. We think that by donating something, we buy punya. It's a punya market. So in the market of punya, you will find say thousands of beggars, and every step in Varanasi you will find a beggar. So, and beggars are not only poor, you can't tag them as poor. They are the people who don't want to work. They are even not even the poorest of the poor. They are not even at the bottom of the pyramid. You can say that they are the people who don't want to contribute to the work culture. So we started working with them. It's a flagship company. We say that if beggars can be entrepreneurs, then how can the educated youth complain about unemployment? How can the government say that we cannot provide job to all, or we cannot provide work to all? I am not using the word called job. It can be called as work. And I'm happy. Perhaps many of you might have seen it. The former beggars of ours, the lady beggars specifically, they are producing so beautiful bags, gift bags, laptop conference bags, carry bags, gold bags where you carry the gold ornament. And in November last year, the ruling party BJP, they purchased laptop conference bags from us for the national executive meeting in Delhi, where all the cabinet members, including the Prime Minister, was present. And I'm happy our people in 7 days could deliver the bags. Time was so short that Beggars Corporation delivered the bags, carrying it through air. Means they took it by flight and delivered just before that, means the last evening. So I can say that sticking to quality, sticking to the time frame, if the beggars can do this, then I think this is a lesson for each and everybody, whether you are in the corporate sector, whether you are in the social sector, or in any sector you are. How if the beggars can be motivated to work, motivated to stick to quality, motivated to stick to the timing and the customer's choice. And the tagline is, don't donate. We are not accepting donations. When the beggars say that we don't need donations, I think this is a bigger lesson of work culture for all of us. We can sell anything. So let me start from Beggars Corporation itself. What Beggars Corporation is selling? Bags are everywhere. Anywhere you go, starting from the street side shops to the bigger showrooms, you will find so many fancy, costly, and durable bags, different types of bags. And Beggars Corporation is producing bags. I can't say that we are producing high quality bags. Many people associated with us, starting from retired IAS officers, etc., they advised us to take one, say, fashion designer with us who will design the bags. Frankly speaking, we are not in that situation to afford for one fashion designer to come with us unless until he or she comes forward on his own. We can't afford to pay him because we have to take care of the beggars and their daily livelihood. Daily, we have to pay them at least 300 to 400 rupees to sustain their family. Then what we are selling? And we are not selling in piece. We are not retail sellers. Anybody who is asking us for the bags, we are telling them that it is only for the institutional sale. And I am happy that the VIPs or the VVIPs, they are not only our customers, they are the people who are selling it. I can't term them as selling agent. They are the brand ambassadors of Beggars Corporation bags. Then what we are selling? If we are not selling the bags, then what we are selling? The description or the narrative of brand comes here. We are not selling any product. We are not selling any service. We are not competing with others in the terms of quality, in the terms of price. No, we are even charging delivery cost. Then what we are selling? We are selling only the name Beggars Corporation. Only the name, that is Beggars Corporation. Beggars Corporation is not yet registered. It is still in the experimental stage. We launched it in October last year. And in this 4 and 5 months, we have done a business of 6 lakh plus. It is not yet registered. We are now trying to register it as a for-profit company. It will not be a non-profit company. It will be a for-profit company. And we see a market of 400 plus crore for this. How? I am giving you the data. In 2019, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation released a report called Everyday Giving. That was a survey conducted all over the world. It was a global survey. And India topped the list. Topped the list with 34,000 odd crores per annum as the everyday giving. What is everyday giving? This is not institutional giving. This is not the CSR fund of the corporate houses. This is not the welfare fund of the government, state government or central governments. This is the everyday giving that what we, the compassionate citizen, donate when we see somebody in front of us, when we see somebody helpless, when we see somebody sick, when we see somebody is begging, and we become so emotionally charged that we drop a coin. And those small coins coming together form a bigger amount of 34,000 odd crores. And that was the amount in 2017, though the report was released in 2019. The amount quoted was for 2017. Then let us come to see that how many beggars are there in India. According to the data tabled by the then Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Thorchand Gehlot in the Parliament in February 2018, India had 4,14,000. There are certain odd numbers, 13,000 odd. So let me just round it off. 4,14,000 beggars in India. West Bengal was number 1 with 85,000 odd beggars. And Uttar Pradesh was number 2 with 67,000 odd beggars. So if we take this 4.14 lakh beggars, or say round it off as 5,000 beggars, 5 lakh beggars, and if we spent 1 lakh per beggar for their rehabilitation, how? 5,000 for identification, relocation, motivation of the beggars, for per beggar 5,000, to give them the skill training, motivation, etc. for 3 months, 15,000 per month into 3, 45,000 plus 5,000 becomes 50,000. And after that training, we are giving him a loan of 50,000 to start the business in a team. So if we take 10-member team, 50,000 each, it becomes 5 lakh. They can sustain. So per beggar, if we take 1 lakh, for 5 lakh beggars, we need 5,000 crore. We are spending 34,000 crore per annum, every year. But if we take simply 5,000 crore, that means hardly less than 20% of the annual spending what we are doing on this donation, compassionate donation, sympathetic donations. So with 15% of that annual amount, we can make India begging free once for all. And we can see a long-lasting smile, long-lasting happiness in their family, because they will be self-sufficient to sustain their family. And maybe since they will be engaged in business, they will be paying tax. So they will be contributing to the state exchequer. Number 3, they may help others also. Somebody else, it becomes helpless tomorrow and wants help. So they may also come forward to help. I have come from a state which is known for starvation death, which is known for poverty, that once upon a time that was known as the poverty capital of India. In 1986, Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, rushed to Odisha, a district called Kalahandi, and that became famous or infamous all over the world. Media highlighted, media wrote on this. Journalists from all over the world rushed to Kalahandi. What was that? That was not even starvation death. One lady sold her girl child out of poverty for few thousand bucks only. And it was such, it actually disrupted the illusion we are living in, the kind of world we are imagining. It completely disrupted our psychology, disrupted our thoughts, disrupted our mindset, that people, the NGOs, the givers, governments from different countries, the central government, state government, social activists, journalists, they all rushed to that teeny district called Kalahandi. I have come from that state. There was a story of a beggar. It's not a story. I am narrating you as a story, but it's a reality. There was a beggar called Bai Mundi. Bai Mundi means the head. Bai means, you can say mad. Bai Mundi means a mad kind of person. So he was a beggar. There is a city called Cuttack, that was the earlier capital city of Odisha. Bhubaneswar was the, you can say that city was created after independence, Bhubaneswar. But Cuttack was the traditional capital of Odisha. So there was a king, Markata Kesari. King was visiting the state. King was visiting the kingdom, interacting with the people. That capital city, Cuttack, was surrounded by 2 rivers. One was Mahanadi, another is Kathajodi. Every year, the city witnesses flood. People used to be dislocated. So when the king was visiting the kingdom, interacting with the people, this madman, this beggar wanted to meet the king. Soldiers said, no, you can't meet. But he insisted, I want to meet. I have not come to beg. I don't want anything from the king. I want to give something to the king. They were surprised. They were laughing. A beggar is coming and asking us, he wants to meet the king and to present something to the king, not to take something from the king. Finally, the word reached at the king, and the king allowed, out of curiosity. The person met the king, brought out a kind of potli and handed over to the king. The king asked, what is that? He said, this is my lifetime saving. The money I beg after my daily necessities, I save rest of the money. I don't have any family. Here is the money I am giving you. The king asked, why? He said, because every year the city is witnessing flood. There are 2 rivers surrounding the city. Every year, thousands of people get displaced. We face so much of loss. I want to build a dam on the riverside so that the city can be saved. So the beggar gifting money to the king for a social cause. It's a kind of story that we have lived in. So then I am coming to the branding story. How the brand starts. Brand starts with a story. Your brand is not what you narrate. If you take 5 minutes to narrate a story, if you take 5 minutes to narrate a brand, what it is, then the brand fails. If the brand is understood, even simply by its name, no need of interpretation, no need to introduce, then that's a successful brand. Google, you don't need to introduce Google. You don't need to introduce Amazon. You don't need to introduce even Uber today. So you don't need to introduce anything. When you don't need to introduce anything, that becomes successful. When we say beggars corporation, the word called corporation associated with beggars creates a kind of curiosity in the minds of the people who listen about this. It's enough. Instead of we narrating the things, people ask us questions. What is this? People ask us questions and they debate with us. Will the beggars work? Can they do anything? Will it be sustainable? I don't take it negatively. If the beggars can inspire so many of questions in the minds of my customers, then I am sure my customer cannot forget this word or this brand name called Beggars Corporation. He may argue with me, he may disagree with me, but he cannot forget this word. Whenever he sees a beggar, whenever he sees somebody unemployed, or any educated youth unemployed, he will start giving the example of Beggars Corporation, whether he likes us or not. We are leaving an impression there. We are leaving a footprint there. Beggars Corporation simply sold this, nothing else. Nothing else. And let me tell you a funny story. The first check means online transfer of the money that we got for our Beggars Corporation was from the ruling party. Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi, their national headquarters. We have our account there in State Bank in Lucknow. More than thrice they tried, but my bank rejected it. They didn't accept the money to my account. You know State Bank, how they operate. And my customer is telling me again and again, there is something wrong in your account. Check the account number or give us the exact number and that IFSC code. I gave them again and again. It got rejected. Then I had to visit the bank. I saw that there was a technical mistake at the bank end. I take it as a pride, I can say, that people paying me money. My bank is not prompt. We are not so particular. We could not set the things in the right. It was our failure. But the customers are very particular to deposit the money in time. That means the business comes in advance instead of we selling it. Before we sell it. That's called a brand. And the brand is always something of the future. What the brand is made of. Let me share a screen with you. Let me share a screen with you. You can see it now. How an iconic brand is made. Are you able to see it? Amresh ji?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So the iconic brand is something which is as simple as the name or logo. Like I told you about the Beggars Corporation. When we start a business, what are the elements we take into consideration? First thing is practicality of the business process. How practical it is. How much, what will be the product? So the process and the product. The process is all about practicality. And a product or a service, even the service is a product. And we are talking about the need of the market. Then how much profit it will give me? We are calculating. And how much publicity I need to make my product visible or reach at the audience. Let us rise. If we go by this, what we can create? We can create a good store. We can create a good shop. I think this is the question of now, what we are telling. Abhi kya hai process? What is the process now? How the market is running? What the customer is thinking? What the customer needs? So we are taking everything or we are calculating everything in the term of now. Let us play with the word called now. N-O-W. Let us play with the characters. Instead of now, we can make it own, O-W-N. Let us own the market. Then W-O-N, then finally win the market. Then how? It will never be possible if you don't think of the future. If you don't think 10 years ahead. Let me just give you one example. Nokia phone. When I first used phones, mobile phones, I was very fond of Nokia. Even today, I have one Nokia phone. Nokia is so durable, so reliable. But why Nokia lost the market? It was a war between hardware and software. Nokia didn't invest on software. Nokia believed in its hardware, the quality of its hardware. Nokia phones were durable. It won't break easily, but it won't give you the performance you need. It won't give you the performance or the experience your smartphone is giving you. That utility. Nokia didn't see the future. Nokia just see the now. Nokia just saw the now. The now then is not the now. The now then was the hardware. The now is software. And it is advancing in every 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. The phone we buy now becomes obsolete after 6 months. We get something new features and we fall for it. So instead of practicality, let us think of the possibility. Think of the future, the possibility. What is the new now? Or what can be the new now after 10 years? The possibility. Let me give you example of another such company. That was Blockbuster. Those who love movies, they might have heard of Blockbuster. Blockbuster lost its market to Netflix. There was a time when Netflix was starting. Blockbuster faced the heat. So there was a deal. and they wanted to invest or acquire some shares in Netflix. It was almost through. It was almost through. But one of the old school investors of Blockbuster, he vetoed it. He stopped it. He thought that so much of huge investment on a new company called Netflix is simply waste of money. So Blockbuster withdrew. And that was the mistake. Gradually, that Netflix struggled in the earlier years, but took the market and outcompeted Blockbuster. There are two examples I gave you. One of the Nokia, another of the Blockbuster. So we need to think of the future, the possibilities. Future should not be in the terms of only dreams. Dreams with wings. We have to think of the dreams with feet, which we can bring down to the soil. We can work with that dream. So it's the kind of possibility. We should think of the possibility. Vegas Corporation is addressing that possibility. That possibility in next 5 years, the possibility in next 10 years. That is the possibility. The possibility of turning even 5%, 10% of the everyday giving, the donations into investments. Simply by turning the donations into investments, if you turn simply 10% of the donations into investments, it becomes 3,000 crore in a year without selling anything, Those who are donating money will be very happy to get anything in the return of it. If we simply give them a piece of torn cloth, they will be happy to buy it. If we simply say, give them a kind of, say, the Ganga Jal in a bottle without producing anything. Ganga is there. The water is there. The holy Ganga, the holy water is there. If we simply give them in return, they will be happy that we are giving them something. But yes, we are giving them something more. So it's the question of possibility. We have to think of the possibility. Then the second thing comes, instead of the publicity, instead of the product, just the product, what additional thing we are giving them? Instead of the product and the service, everybody sells a product. Everybody who comes to the market gives us a product. Take the example of the mineral water you buy from the market. There are so many companies. Bisleri is there, Aquafin is there, and so many local companies are there. They are selling the same thing, that is mineral water. There is nothing new in it. The Bisleri water is not green. The Aquafin water is not yellow. The Bisleri water is not sweet. The Aquafin water is not sour. It's all the same. We are selling them the same thing. Pepsi, etc. Then what extra we can give them? That is called pride. If we can give them something along with the product, if they get something psychological value out of this, that is called pride, a kind of identity that I am wearing this brand. I am associated with this brand. I am associated with this cause. The brand can be a cause also. I am associated with this cause. By doing this, I am serving the society in this way. By doing this, I am achieving this thing. There was one old, very old advertisement, and a tagline was there: neighbors envy, owners pride. So if I wear something or I get something which make my neighbor envious of me, that I get the pride. We are living in a difficult world where our neighbors don't come to compliment us when we get something new. They become envy of us. And we become very proud when our neighbors become envy of us. So it's a negative thing. Let us take it in a positive manner. Pride can be positive also. When we get associated with causes, when we get associated with the greater things, greater visions, it gives us a kind of pride. So along with the product, let there be a pride, because brand is nothing. Brand is not your logo. Brand is not just your name. Brand is not a physical product. Brand is a kind of brand carries a kind of psychological value. It is perception, how people perceive you. So perception is a psychological value, and pride works in it. If it does not instill a sense of pride in the customer, in your valued customer, he won't be your loyal customer. He won't follow you. He won't support you. He won't sell you. Your valued customer will sell your product forward. He becomes your brand ambassador. You don't need to hire any film hero or heroine to brand it. No Amitabh Bachchan is needed. Amitabh Bachchan was marketing. Amitabh Bachchan was promoting Sahara. What happened to Sahara? Amitabh Bachchan is promoting Kalyan Jewelers. But where is Tanishq? So we don't need any hero or heroine to do this. If we bring that kind of sense of pride, when the customer feels that I am associated with this brand and that this brand value enhances my identity in the society, then profit. What is the profit margin? Profit is very natural, very obvious in any kind of business. But profit comes when the demand comes. If there is no demand, then where is profit? And demand, you can generate demand in two distinct ways. To take it to the doorstep of the people and sell it, narrate them. This is my product. I am doing this. This product will give you this kind of advantage. Please do test it. Take it to the doorstep of the people. But I think this is a wrong kind of advantage. Sorry, this is a wrong kind of market. This is the psychology of the people. If something comes to their doorstep, people think that this is cheap. This does not carry value. Perhaps this is not sellable in the market. That's why these people are coming to my doorstep. Instead of going to their doorstep, create a kind of environment that when people will come to your doorstep, people will ring you, people will call you, people will send you the message, people will mail you, people will follow you, creates that kind of fear. So instead of profit, invest in people. Profit will automatically come to your doorstep. You can enhance the margin. I won't tell you what is the profit margin of Beggars Corporation when we sell the bags. But we have enough margin, not only comfortable margin, we have enough margin. When you go to buy, I am wearing this shirt. This is a Fab India. Before Fab India, there was Khadi India. Even there is now Khadi India. And government has sent so many notices to Fab India because they are misusing the name called Khadi, as the government alleges. And there is a notice for a few hundred crores as penalty. And Fab India paid happily. Why? All the young in parliament, they don't wear anything Khadi. They wear the dresses of Fab India instead of Khadi India. Khadi India is cheap. Khadi India products are cheap. Fab India products are at least 5 times costly than that. Why we wear this? And Fab India was not say established by any Gandhi or any Gandhian or any social worker. Hub India is owned by a foreigner. It is owned by a foreigner. That's why we people are so jealous of him or them, because they are coming from outside, created a brand out of her khadi and took so much of profit. Why? What's the difference in it? Why Khadi India could not compete with Fab India? It's only because Khadi India run like a government agency. You will go to Khadi India to buy something. Even the salesman won't give you that, means narrative, those kind of things. What the Fab India sales people will narrate. Once you enter into the Fab India storeroom, the people will start narrating stories. They will lead you to different counters, different shelves. But in Khadi India, if you ask them where I will get this, they won't respond. Why? Khadi India does not believe in its team, does not invest on its team, does not invest on the customers even. But Fab India invests on the team, the right kind of team, who will attend to the customers. So you are a valued customer in Fab India. Whether you buy or not, once your mail is there, once your phone is there, you will get the messages. They invest on people. So we need to invest on team and customer. Just the difference between Tata and the Reliance. Ratan Tata never says that I am the owner of this. So as long as I am alive, I will be the chairman. No. They hire people from outside to head Tata Sons, different groups of the Tata companies. Be it Chandrasekhar, be it Cyrus Mistry. They invest on people, own team, souls of the customers. When Ratan Tata, when Tata introduced Indica, Ratan Tata drove Indica himself on the roads of Mumbai. So that's a kind of investment. That's a kind of emotional investment on people. People means your own employees, your own team, your investors, your surroundings, your well-wishers, your customers. That creates a brand value. That's why Tata Group is even number one as far as the brand value is concerned in India. Reliance is growing fast, but still then Reliance has failed to inspire that kind of trust in the market. So this is the profit. Profit lies in people. We need to invest on them. Then comes publicity. How much I need to publish, how much I need to advertise. Instead of publicity, hiring a hero or hiring Salman Khan, डर के आगे जीत है, and still fail to compete with Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Or hiring these heroes, instead of doing this, create a hero out of you. Create a hero out of your product. Create a hero out of your performance. So instead of publicity or borrowed publicity, borrowing a hero, hiring a brand ambassador, instead of doing this, be your own hero. Be the Amul. Be the Google. Be the Facebook. Be your own hero. Be your Amazon or be your Myntra. I have a young volunteer here who is working with me. When I am an old school citizen, you know it. Whenever I need to buy a cloth for myself, I want to go to a store, feel it, I want to touch the fabric. I want to try it myself in the trial room. I take hours together to select it. But this young fellow here, what he does, he orders on Myntra. My son also does this. My daughter also does this. And recently, he bought 3 or 4 t-shirts. And he became dissatisfied with one's color, one size. Then he wanted to exchange all those 4. Next day itself, the person came and collected those things and delivered the new ones. This is called experience. So instead of publicity or publicizing through a hero or hiring a name to publicize our product, let us create a kind of experience. The performance is the mixture of our quality, our after-sale service, everything comes together. The moment the customer listens our name, the brand name, or sees our logo, from that till he buys it, wears it or uses it, and after years of use, when he is having any complaint or wants to share his experience, we must be there. We must be there after years of selling the product. It's not just sell and forget. So it must be the performance that must be publicized. Instead of any hero, instead of any brand ambassador, let our customer be our brand ambassador. Let our customer tell his story, tell his experience. So mixing all these things together, the possibility, the pride, the product carries a pride. So possibility, the pride, the people, both our team and the customer, and the performance as a whole, mixing together creates an iconic brand which lasts longer period. If one element of it fails, then despite of having the brand, the trusted brand, the product may fail. There is an example of nano car. Tata had a very exciting idea for the lower middle class customers or the lower middle class users here in India, that instead of buying one bike in 90,000, 95,000 rupees, with 1 lakh rupees, they can buy a car and experience a car. So the idea was so much exciting, but the idea failed. Tata felt so miserably, despite of having such a trusted brand name. A tall figure in the corporate, tall and you can say the iconic figure called Tata, which is associated with business of ethics, it failed because the nano cars could not survive in the market because some of the cars caught fire, engines burst. It could not give the right performance. It had the pride of the Tata name. It had that advantage. It had all other things. The team was good. Everything was there. But simply in the performance level, it failed. But Maruti is there. Despite of having so many, alluring brands from outside, Maruti Suzuki survives in India till now and still #1 brand as far as car segment is concerned. So if one aspect of it fails, then the brand can fail. So we have to take these 4 aspects together to create a brand, and the brand must be futuristic. The brand should not be something that the customer needs these things today and we should send it today itself. We should think of the tomorrow, what the customer will need tomorrow. Instead of addressing the need, we should address to the aspiration of the customer. We should address to the imagination of the customer, the imagination which is practical. So that is called possibility. We should see the future. Then we can create a brand name which can sustain the competition in the market, the duck fight duck competition in the market. It can sustain for a longer period. And we have to keep it in mind that only constant thing in the world is change. We should not prevent change like that valued investor of Blockbuster blocked the idea of dealing with Netflix and got obsolete, got outcompeted in the market. We should be open to change in a practical manner, not just in an emotional manner. So if we are open to change, thinking of the possibilities in the practical manner, the dreams with feet, not the dreams with wings, and delivering the experience, the customer experience, the good experience, attaching a sense of pride along with the product, a sense of identity, and investing on the people, our team, the customers, every customer, whether he buys for 10 rupees or 10 lakh rupees, the customer coming to us for 10 rupees also feel himself so valued as the customer coming with 10 lakh rupees. Then we can create a kind of iconic brand, icon, just not a brand of today, just not the brand of now. From now, we should move forward to own the market and win the market. So this is from my side. Sorry, I took a longer period and bored you all.
No, sir, it's a wonderful session, and whatever you have said, that is definitely true. So we would like anyone for the questions. So if anyone is having any sorts of question, they are most welcome. And the session is really wonderful. We are getting messages from Sanjay Agarwal sir and others members. So if someone is having any question, they are most welcome with their questions. Yeah, Maulik, Samir sir has also raised his hand. So we will start with Samir sir. Samir sir, kindly unmute yourself and have a question.
Thank you, Chandra sir. It was a wonderful session and very inspiring session, sir. Thanks, Amresh ji, for conducting this wonderful session. And sir, two questions I would like to ask.
Yeah.
So one is, so what has inspired you to move into this thing, to create this organization, number one, and how are you getting the funds to run this kind of say campaign and things? So these are and how we can join this enterprise of yours as a contributor. So these are the three parts which I would like. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, it's a nice question. Let me talk about fonts. Start from your second question. Last November, when I got frantic calls from the ruling party of India to visit them there in Delhi, and the number 3 leader in the hierarchy asked our team one question, that what we need from us. I said I was not prepared for this question because I have never experienced these kind of things, that a government will invite people and ask you what you need from us. It's a kind of say completely means unthinkable. So I have not thought of it. But one thing I know, that what we don't need from you. Then the leader asked me, what is that what you don't need from us? I said font. What we don't need from you is font. Then he asked me, then how you will do this? Do you have more funds with you? I said, no, sir. I am a common man. I am a kind of fakir. So then he said, then how and where you will get the funds from? I said, funds are there, sir. You are heading the government, you have the banks. You have so many budgets for different kind of things. You are wasting, you have already wasted so many lakhs crores and yet failed to create a kind of visibility in the market. I'm simply trying to make your fund give you the kind of result you need. I don't need any extra fund for myself. I don't want to be another Ambani or Adani to take this much of say remuneration per month I am taking. I don't, Tatas don't take the pride. You have never heard of how much fund, how much salary Tatas take per annum. But every year you go through the news that Ambanis are taking this much. You have never heard of Tatas like this. So that is how the things are done. Funds are already there in the market. The money the banks spend, it is not their money, it is our money. It is my money, it is your money. Even it is our beggar's money. If any beggar is, say, opening one bank account and invest and keeping some money in that account, then that is our money. They are playing with our money. If they don't invest in the market, they won't get the returns, they won't get the say interest. They will be unable to pay rent of their bank building. They will be unable to pay the electricity charges. They will be unable to take the salary they're taking. It's market. It's completely market. So what is market? Then I am coming to the second thing. Here is the fund part that I addressed you. The fund is there in the market. We should be capable of taking it. Then what is market? I'm addressing the market. I'm addressing the unorganized sector. We have not opened any steel factory here. We have not opened any garment factory here. We have not say opened such kind of visible buildings here. We have not created these visible buildings here. And for your information, we have a very good building. We have a double-storied building here. We are not paying any rent. We don't own it either. This is a well-furnished building with all the furnitures, everything given to us by one NGO, by one local NGO. It is their building. We are simply paying the electricity rent, nothing else. Okay. And we added value to it. They had a building, but their office was closed. They had a well-furnished building. They sacked their staff because they could not pay their rent, because the project was stopped. The funding was closed. They were depending on funding. That was the difference I am telling you. They were depending on funding. I was not depending on funding. I came to Varanasi with hardly 5,000 rupees in my pocket. And I built this. So they had a building, but they failed to keep a man or a woman who will clean it, who will watch it. So what we are doing, we are keeping it clean. It is much cleaner than when their office was running. They sacked their staff. We have people here without paying any salary to anybody. We have volunteers. So the place is crowded. We are having VIPs here. We are maintaining it. We have a person who maintains it. We are paying electricity rent, so they are burden free. So we added value to it. They are bringing people when people from say outside countries are coming to them. They are giving us a call. Are you there? We are taking this guest of ours. They will see what you are doing. So in this tourist spot of Varanasi, where people come to visit temple, where people come to visit the ghats, where people come to visit the sacred river Ganga, some of them are also taking interest in visiting what we are doing. So we added value to it. So that is what I am saying. We are addressing to the most valuable unorganized market of India that employs 83% of our manpower. In India, 1% of the creamy layer, the high net worth individuals, HNI is what we say, 1% of the HNIs, they control 72% of our national wealth. Rest 99%, they are struggling with simply 28% of our national wealth. So this unorganized sector is most vital. That's why the corporate houses, starting from Ambani's, Adani's, all these people, they are also opening showrooms. Tatas have, they have Chromas, they have Reliance Press, they are coming down to these showrooms because they want to tap this unorganized market. I am organizing that unorganized market. So we are working with the weavers, we are working with the street food vendors, we are working with the farmers, we are working even with the beggars, we are working with the unemployed youth. We have another company that is called Yuva, Youth of Varanasi, YOUVA, Youth of Varanasi. What they are selling? They are not selling any product. They are selling simply one thing, that they are the good Samaritans. If you are in problem at any time in Varanasi, you can give them a call, be it for medicine, be it for any police case. You are there in the police station, you need somebody to be there. Anything, somebody is snatching away something from you on the street, you need someone to reach at you immediately and help you. They are selling health. They are selling health, the most unavailable commodity in the market. You can get anything in the market, but you won't get health. Even the company who sells you something also does not help you if that product goes wrong. They take time, they simply sell you the pretext. नहीं इसके वजह से नहीं हुआ, आप ये किए होंगे. They are not selling you the service immediately, the help immediately. So these people are selling you the help. So we are targeting the vast unorganized market of India. All these things we are creating here are not the companies. They are the brands like Amul. Before Amul, all these milkmen, they were taking milk to the doorsteps of the people. And there are so many doubts whether this milkman has added the right water or not, because we are sure that the milkman will add water into the milk. Whatever we say them, whatever he may promise us, he will definitely add. We are very much sure. But it was our compulsion to buy milk. So we were simply wanted to check one thing, that at least koi ganda water to dala nahi, hygienic water, at least he had added the hygienic water. So we had so much kind of doubts, and it was a perishable item. In 3 hours, 4 hours, the milk will be simply spoiled. You cannot preserve it. Amul revolutionized the concept. The product which was the most perishable item most valuable food item which may become contaminated. It gave it a brand name. It gave it stability. Today we get the milk at our doorstep, which may be packaged before 4 days or 7 days. So it added technology plus trust, both. It added technology and trust, both for the benefit of the people at the grassroots, the vast unorganized sector, and see the brand value. Today we have so many companies everywhere selling milk in the packets. Here in Varanasi, there is a company called Gold. It sells the same kind of cream mixed milk in the red packet. So the milkman sells us because they get more margin in that, because it's a local company. Then we actually no, give us Amul, not this Gold. That is the difference of brand value. That the brand called Amul has inspired so much of trust in us that being a Gujarat-based company here in Varanasi or there in Lucknow or there in Delhi, anywhere in India, we trust that Gujarat-based company. That Amul, that's the brand value. So here what we are doing, we are addressing that vast unorganized market. What was my inspiration there? You are asking me the thing, what was my inspiration? In early, say around 2004, 2003, 2004, when this globalization came to India, restructuring of our market, restructuring of the economy happened. Suddenly we saw that the corporate houses owned by the companies, people working for, say, so many years, decades, or if they got sacked or they became unsure of their jobs because of the restructuring, change of ownership, privatization, these things came. Job market was squeezed. And that was the time when we found a new word in our economy, that jobless growth. Earlier, we knew very well that when there is economic growth, jobs will be created. But sadly, during a time when one economist was our prime minister, we got the term that jobless growth. It's not the question of any party or ideology. It's the structure of the market, how we create. So what happened? That was the time there in Odisha, as I tell you, that Odisha is not such a prosperous or wealthy state. And people there, though they don't have the culture to go for business. They think of a job. Suddenly they see that their job is unsure or they are sacked. There were three emulations. Two young men, one young lady, self-immolated themselves in the campus of the assembly speaker. Then all these things came to my mind, what is happening? Then I started to study the things. In 2004, I went with an alternative, say, proposal to the state government, the draft proposal of one employment policy. We went to the High Court. We filed a PIL. The government was dealing with us. There was hide and seek game. The game of competition, sometimes bureaucracy, sometimes politics. Everything was going on. But finally they came in terms. They had to accept it. And in 2005, India's first employment mission was formed by Odisha government under the chairmanship of the chief minister. Entire cabinet was there. I was a steering committee member of that employment mission in 2005. Then after 1 year, I resigned from that. Being a part of the government, I realized where the fault lies. The state government does not have that much of power or that much of authority to decide on the economic policies, to decide on the market policies. Like there in Odisha, we have coal. Coal is Odisha is famous for the coal mines. Odisha is famous for the iron ores, iron ore. But we don't have the controlling power.
Sir, sorry for the interruption. We are running out of time. So
Sorry.
it will be better if we can just answer the questions. We can have another sessions with you.
Sorry.
So we would like to invite Molly, our Senior Vice President, Molly Faulkner. Molly, if you have the question, please ask to the sir. Molly, you are muted.
I will be precise and to the point.
Yes.
I am very grateful to have met you. You have a very
Thank you.
kind heart. And whatever made you do this and to think of the people to put it together is awe-inspiring. And I'm very grateful for you to do that. How many talents, how many have you had on hands now that are producing the goods for sale? How many bakers are putting together products right now that you have on hand?
There are 12 beggar families working with us, especially the ladies. So you can say that 12 ladies are working with us. And their children of the beggars, they are not working with us. We are running one school of life for them so that they are learning certain skills. So that after 1 year or 2 years, when they become adults, if they go back to they need not go back to the streets to beg. They can do something for their own. So there are around 30 to 32 children studying there. So 12 families are with us till now.
What kind of process do you have to interview or put them together or invite them to be a part of this corporation?
Yeah, actually, all these things that we did right till now, you can say that these were the experiments that we did. We had so many questions in our minds itself, whether the beggars will work or not, number one. Number two, if they work, will the work will be qualitative enough to sell in the market, to take to the market or not? Then the third, whether the market will accept it or not. So it was, all these things were in the experimental stage. So our first emphasis was on creating a kind of work culture that the beggars will think of the future of their children and want to give a better career to their children, so that they come regularly, they learn the skill, and they take interest in it. We are now starting the process to give it a kind of, say, you can say that create a kind of institution right now. Till date, it was experiment. Now we are trying to make it an institution so that the process survives, the system goes ahead, whether I am there or not. Now we are thinking of, say, registering it as a for-profit company very soon, taking 100 beggar families in the first stage and spreading to doorstep, means home delivery, spreading to home delivery network. How? The ladies will work with us in the workshop. The male beggars will run home delivery say network in all the 100 wards of Varanasi. See, if we are taking 100 beggar families, the 100 beggars are usually very comfortable on the streets, going from one door to another door, but they go for begging. Instead of begging, they will go for delivery. It will be cashless transaction kind of things. Our volunteers will be in every ward. We will receive the say orders, so also the payments online. The beggars will go with a kind of e-rickshaw, which will be turned into shop on wheel. They will deliver the things there. And it's a vast market. You know that home delivery market is a vast market. It's a big market. So we are now going to tap two markets simultaneously. three markets simultaneously. One is the market of Punya, then the home delivery market, which is the biggest need now, starting from Amazon, Flipkart, everybody say even they use this. So we will not only go into the food delivery market because people may not like to get food from the beggars, delivered by the beggars. So instead of food, we'll go into all other home delivery kind of markets. So that will be two. And the third market is the bag which we are creating. But though now it is means it is now showcased in a kind of thing that this is the product we are producing. But in the market in the terms of value, it comes to number 3. It comes to number 3. We are also going to add value into this, that instead of procuring, say, the fabric from buying the fabric from outside from the market, we will ask the people to donate their old fabrics, old cloth, which we will recycle, which we will wash, which we will recycle to the patchwork, like the Kantha art of West Bengal, the famous Kantha art of West Bengal, the famous patchwork of Rajasthan. We'll do it in such a manner so that with no cost involved in the inputs, that means on the fabric, we can get beautiful bags of different types. And we have now say taken 16 types of we have divided the bags into 16 types. So we will create those bags in 16 types. So Punya market of say home delivery, and number 3, there's say trying to say reinvent this bag market. We are calling this product of ours that bag full of dreams. So we are not trying to create a system. We'll start with 100 beggars. Once registered, we'll start with 100 beggars. The process is that we'll start after say raising the funds. We have created a roadmap for this for 2.5 crore fund. With 2.5 crore fund, we'll take this or relocate this 100 beggar families. Start with this, but in 1 year, this 2.5 crore will grow up to 25 crore. And we will take 1,000 beggar families, and in 1 year, entire Varanasi will be begging free. So this will be a kind of model. So once we create this model, create this sample here, this can be replicated in all other cities. Recently, Government of India launched a project called Smile. We are not an NGO, we are not dealing with them, but still then we got a special call from the minister, and they invited us to there, and they are also recognizing this kind of say the alternative concept that we are creating. So many people are coming forward to join hands, and we think that we can do this. So we will have the means as far as the fund is concerned. Earlier I was getting this question that where the funds will come from. Let me talk about the Beggars Corporation. The fund of the everyday market, everyday donation, the 34,000 crore. So 10% out of it we are targeting in 5 years. Then all this welfare budget, this social justice and empowerment ministries of the state governments and the central governments they have. Then the endowment ministries, the temple trust they have. Take the example of Varanasi. Every day, not less than 1,000 liters of milk we pour on the sibling here, on the means in the Kashi Vishwanath temple. So if we create a kind of consciousness that this 1,000 liters should be say symbolically, you can say pour some drops on Shivji, and the rest of the milk you will hand over to the Beggars Corporation instead of say wasting it in the drain, throwing it in the drain. Nobody uses it. You can hand over to the Beggars Corporation, and we sell it in the market. The fund comes and we get a bigger fund. So there are these kind of things. Instead of taking fund from the governments, we can transform their facilities or their systems. We can change their systems, facilitate it, and encash and get thousands of crores where no government can give us a notice that what you are doing is this fund. That fund will be ours. We can make the railway stations begging free, so we can have a tie-up with the say railway ministry. We can take the airports also. So many things are there.
So I think Molly, you got your answer. So we would like now invite Diwakar sir. The last question from Diwakar sir. Diwakar sir, you have raised your hand. Kindly unmute yourself and have your question. And after that, we will invite Alok for the conclusion.
Yeah, great initiative, Amresh and Chandraji. Amazing topic which are on my heart.
Thank you.
Being a nation, 130, we lack the branding. Our people tell so many things we entered since the inception of India, that they have done this, that, and all, but rest of the world never recognize the lack. What I always find is the way we brand ourselves, we are doing, and that is we lack. And I am my sales evangelist, going to a lot of institutions, give sales prioritization. It's not product only. Mind we need is how to sell, and key innovation is also in sales. So great topic, and my question is that how can we bring this transformation in the people, that they should prioritize more at branding, promotion, and pursue it at global level, potential how we can explore. It's not only our people, like entrepreneurial ego is very high. They do collaborate, they do collaborate with the experience. Everybody try in silos until elaborate. So all this is, there is some initiative which you are done very recognizable. So give what we can do to bring this kind of innovation within the youngsters and the coming generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question. What you said is actually the reality. The world has become very small. The question of countries or the boundaries, they are gradually losing their, say, the kind of importance they were having earlier. They are losing it clear. So let me give you one example of this Beggars Corporation again. Do you know who made the first report on Beggars Corporation? The first report on Beggars Corporation was in a New York-based media house that is called Epoch Times. So when I said that instead of publicity, we should focus on performance, it does not mean that we are shying away from publicity. We are taking the performance-based publicity. And the performance-based publicity, if we perform in the right manner and reach at the right people, see the another example of branding, what we are experiencing right now. You people didn't know who Chandra Mishra is. I also didn't know that I am so much important. Coming to this Zoom meeting, when Amresh ji say organize this kind of meeting with you people, and all of you who are attending here are not the kind of crowd we find in the election rallies. This is not the kind of crowd we find in the mandis. We all, you all carry your visiting cards. You all represent another thousands, at least another thousands in your circle. So giving me a chance here, attending this, listening to this, asking me the questions. You are making me a brand. This is how a brand is created. This is how a small room, a small living room of Varanasi is now transforming and becoming visible to many corners in the country or in the world. So we are living in a digital era. We are living in a virtual era. So when we see that the office does not exist, but the virtual office is, there may come a time when the person does not exist, but the virtual person is. I don't know whether we will having a virtual prime minister here or a virtual, say, president of US or a virtual company somewhere also. So we are living in a kind of virtual world. So with the right concept, we reach at the right people. With the right idea, we reach at the right people. And with the right people, we create the right network and the right vibes. The network only does not work. The vibes work, the kind of vibes we create in that network. If our purpose is aligned, so brand is created. So naturally the publicity will be there, but the publicity should be on the basis of performance, coming together, creating a network and taking the network to the, say, when a network acts, a network may be there. If the network does not act, and if the network does not act with the right idea, right concept, then it cannot reach at the right audience. And after reaching the right audience, if we give them the right experience, then it creates the right vibes. Then the publicity will automatically be there. Publicity is a part of branding, but we should go for this performance publicity. Hope
So
I have addressed it.
yes, sir. So thank you very much. You have addressed a wonderful presentation to us, and it was wonderful to have a time with you. So we have already exceeded half an hour with our decided time. So no problem. We would like to invite our Vice President, Mr. Alok Sharma, to conclude this meeting, and this video will be shared with all of you. Those who have missed the meeting, they can have this video, and whoever want to get connected with Chandmishra sir, I will be sharing his number to you. You can have one-to-one meeting with him. So Alok, kindly conclude
Yes,
the
yes,
meeting.
yes, definitely. First of all, good morning to everyone. So, and thank you for the, so sorry. Yes, thank you for the valuable inputs, sir. It means a lot actually. Transforming beggars into, valuable people, where they in India it's not treated in a very rightful way. So if any help in West Bengal, I stay in West Bengal. So any help in West Bengal, as I have already proceeded the thought of yours to many of the, societies as well. With the, I already informed Amresh also that if it would be any help in West Bengal, then I'll be happy to help you in any of the possible ways. So yes, and the overall conclusion I would like to give it is like, there is a saying that, a thought always creates a destiny. So your pure thoughts has created a very valuable destiny for the society, and transforming especially beggars to, considering humans in, in the society. So I would like to say is that, let's, remove the word beggar from their life and make them as a good human being and a very reputed, workers and entrepreneurs, as we can also say. Even they have ideas, they have valuable inputs where they see what we can't see, and what they observe we can't observe, right? So let's, contribute for this, very, let's say, a very thoughtful and a very emotional, you know, thing what you have started. And we'll be there to help you in all the possibilities, in any time, in any place. Just give us a call, we'll be there. So with this end, with this note, I would like to, end my talk. And over to you, Amresh.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Janvisa sir, for this wonderful presentation. And whoever have participated in this meeting, you can interact with the sir. I will be sharing his contact number. I will be sharing his details to you. And once he's ready to get connected with you, share his experiences with you, you can have a one-to-one call to him. So with this, we are ending up the meeting. So thank you, Chandisa sir. It was a wonderful time with you, and we will meet again with new speaker on coming Sunday. So keep connecting, keep supporting, and keep supporting IFBIC end of year. We have to create industry all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.